Santa Claus? Most assuredly there is. Many people have gone on a Christmas morning on houses that have flat roofs. And they have gone up on top of the flat roofs, and they have seen skid marks and hoof prints on the top of their dwellings. So does he exist? He most certainly does. He is the spirit of giving. He is the spirit of love. And he is real. I can assure you of this. In people out there, when your child asks you if there is a Santa Claus, you can most affirmatively affirm there is. In fact, this would be also a blessing, and I know that she is willing to do so. Next time when you have a call, have Santa Claus come through.
Well, we'll definitely do that.
Indeed.
So we'll have a treat for everybody.
He will
next
most
time.
assuredly come forth. He has come forth already before.
If we do it here on the call, then everybody will get to hear it.
Indeed. And they may wish to have their children present. Make it a Santa Claus night.
All right. We will announce that ahead of time. That'll be fun.
Hi, Ann. This is going to be a wonderful... Hi. Well, what happened is that when Jerea came back, he started giggling and laughing, and it's like, oh my goodness. So and I had already known prior to that Dora had said that Jerea was in a very special place while he was here with us. So I'm going to let Jerea tell you all about it.
I was in the actual presence of Santa Claus.
I knew that's what it was going to be. I just knew it. It was Santa Claus.
and I'm going, you're real. You're actually real. And he goes, yes, I'm very real. And I'm going, and of course, you know I am. And I said, well, now you know that I'm real for sure. And I said, yeah, but I had my doubt. I did have a few doubts and other things because all these people saying Santa's not real and all that. Yeah. And of course, at one time, I mean, there was one time I went on the roof of the house. We had a flat roof, and I went up there after Christmas, or Christmas morning, and because everybody's sitting there saying Santa's not real. And I said, well, Santa has reindeer and Santa has a sleigh, right? So it's got to be fruit on the roof. So I go up on the roof. I found skid marks and footprints on the top of the roof. I blame my brothers on going up there doing that. They went up there and looked at them, and they couldn't believe it either. But but they were there. And what was interesting was we didn't actually have a fireplace. We had a little chimney thing, but it wasn't like a fireplace. It's just a little pipe sticking out the roof, And so there's no possible way that it can go down through that pipe. But anyway, I'm standing in the presence of Santa, and I'm going.
What did he look like? What did he look like, Jerea?
Well, he does have a long beard, a lot longer than what you normally see.
Oh.
His beard goes down to about his waist.
Oh my!
And he's extremely, plump, fat, pleasantly plump. And my mother was in the kitchen helping Mrs. Santa Claus, doing baking, doing something. But and I saw, he says, well, let me show you around, and he started showing me around, and we left the house where they were at, and we walked down this avenue. Of course, it was like a community, almost like a 2 rows of domes on both sides of the street.
Really?
Dome houses, and
Was it snowy, or was it? How was the ground? Was it snowy, or?
It had snow on it. Yeah.
Oh, it was white. It was white with snow.
It was white with snow, and the snow was falling. But and we walked down to the end of the corridor, and there was this huge dome. Huge, I mean, extremely large. And inside that dome was Santa's workshop. And inside that workshop was another dome in the center with a little catwalk around it. And on that dome, they could say a person's name, and there that person would appear in the dome.
Oh, my heavens.
And anywhere in the world.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm going, oh, my God, this is real. This is the real deal here. And he went, took me to the sleigh, where the sleigh was, and he showed me where it was anti-gravitational. And the reindeer have harnesses on them that enable them to fly. So, and it's really something, because I said, you don't use this all the time. He said, of course not. But he said, on occasion, he does. And he said, also on occasion, he does visit at random malls throughout the world.
For heaven's sakes, really?
So the real Santa is in one of those malls sometime.
Oh, my
goodness. I won't say which one, but he actually appears as a Santa in one of those malls.
He's making toys? You said who gets the toys that he makes?
They are making toys, but they're not, you won't find any toys that have any theme of violence, of anything of a sort. Dolls, yes, and crispy, hula hoop, whatever.
Well, does he actually give these toys to some children?
Yes, he does.
Oh, my.
So the question is Santa for real? I confirm unequivocally say yes.
Oh, my goodness.
I saw it for myself.
Oh, my goodness.
What
about the elves? Did you meet you met the elves?
Yeah, there is a crew of elves there that are helping to make these toys. A lot of them are made out of wood.
Hey, get off the speaker so we can hear you better. Put your mic up there.
Wait a second. Real?
This is a one-of-a-kind phone call.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was going to say, if I take it off the speaker, she wouldn't be able to hear our conversation going.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, but that's okay. That's okay.
But I don't want anybody to miss what you're saying. I mean, there's never been a phone call like this. The man that just came back from visiting with Santa Claus, and your mother was in the kitchen with Miss.
And the thing about it is, I mean, everything I saw that was in the workshop was all things that were non-violent. I mean, everything in there is built with love, and and you can see it in it. You can see it in the faces of the elves and all that. And they're real. I mean, pointed ears, the whole 9 yards. But
oh my God!
I mean, it was really something, because he took me up in the sleigh. Went in for a ride in it. And
really?
Then he walked me to a hangar and showed me his other conveyances. Dish-shaped craft, flying saucers. Yeah, transportation devices that he uses in his deliveries, so to speak. But he said that what he does, he goes above a house, dematerializes the gift, and rematerializes it under the tree.
Oh my goodness!
And it doesn't physically go down there himself, but he does distribute them in that way. And there's no way. He
does actually deliver gifts. Oh my goodness!
He does. He does. And he's also an immortal being. He has been around for thousands of years. Oh. And the original Santa Claus originated in Norway.
St. Nicholas.
Santa Claus, St. Nicholas. And he went from Norway down to Germany. Yeah. And that's where he became the St. Nicholas.
Oh, I see.
His originality was from Norway.
Oh my!
And like I said, he was immortal when he was brought to the family in Norway. It was a family that could not have children, and they were blessed with this child on their doorstep. Oh. And this child was Santa Claus or St. Nicholas. Oh. And that's the real story of Santa.
That's how he got his body, but it has continued for thousands of years?
That's right. And,
what kind of clothes did he wear? Did he wear the red suit, or what was he wearing?
No, not when he was St. Nicholas. When he was St. Nicholas in Germany, it was green and gold.
Oh.
Not red and white. It was green and gold.
Yeah. Okay.
The red and white came into play in the United States.
Oh.
But the original Father Christmas was green and gold.
Oh outfit. My.
So.
Oh, that is amazing. That is.
Yes, it is.
What did he wear? What was he wearing when you saw him, Zaria?
Well, he wasn't wearing the red and white. He was wearing wearing the green and gold.
Oh, was it robes? Was it a robe or something, or?
It's robe type, yeah.
That's what you saw him in. That's what you saw him in. Oh.
And of course, he also wears a crown of gold holly around his head.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, but he's extremely. I mean, just when he talks, you can just, you can just feel the love coming from him. And also, what's interesting, he said when he appears as Santa in the mall, he speaks every language on the planet, so he can talk to any child and know exactly what they're saying. And they can know what he's saying. And he speaks in whatever child comes up on his lap, whether it's Muslim or whatever, Japanese, Chinese, he talks to them in their native tongue.
Now, how is his plan? When he talks to them in the mall, does he make note of what this child is wanting and then deliver it?
In some cases he does. In the past he did a lot. Not so much now in the present time, but he did in the past, like way back in the 60s and 70s and in the 50s and stuff like that. He did.
He did.
He did, and it was really interesting because he would he said that he could know. He would read the thought of the child, and he knew exactly what the kid wanted.
Oh my goodness!
And he would tell the kid what he wanted.
And he probably told him he'd be sure and deliver it to him.
Yeah. And he would always tell them, make sure that you do everything that your parents tell you to do. Be good. Because he would always emphasize that point. But
Rhea, what dimension? What dimension would you say?
He's high fifth dimension.
Oh, okay. So he's in fifth dimension in this little domed community of little domed dwellings
It's not a little domed community.
Oh?
It's not little at all. It's quite large, actually. But it was a community of elves, they do reside there in these domes, and they're crystalline type domes. And of course, and like I said, he does speak every language, and even ones that can't talk, he does sign language.
Oh, for goodness sake.
So,
now, when you went for a ride with him and the reindeer, where did you go?
Well, just for a spin around the area there. But it was really interesting because the guy is real. He's not a fake. It's not a put on. And of course, like I said, the reindeer have harnesses, and they're built into the harnesses to lift the reindeer. And the sleigh is anti-gravitational, and it also has propulsion units on both skids that run off the electromagnetism of the atmosphere. So there's
interesting.
So propulsion is quite rapid. I asked him. I said, "Well, how fast did it take you to get around the world?" And he says, "Lickety split." So but see, way in the past, when they were talking about where radar had picked up an object in like over New York or over wherever, they were actually picking up the sleigh or picking up the blip. Was and they even sent interceptor aircraft up a couple times. And
really?
The pilot said, "You're not going to believe this," but there's actually a sleigh going right in front of my aircraft with reindeer. And he said, "What have you been drinking?"
So it actually recorded on the radar, and the pilot actually saw. Oh my heavens!
Saw the anti-gravitational sleigh with the reindeer going right there in front of their aircraft. So it. And you can talk to some old veteran pilots that were during that time period.
Yeah.
They would probably admit that they saw that.
I wonder how they dealt with that information.
Well, I imagine it's probably top secret.
Oh yeah, I imagine it is.
But
and it's high fifth dimension, but it was recordable.
Recordable, of course.
Well, just like high fifth dimension inside of Hollow Earth, and when people go in, they can see the beings in high fifth dimension. Yeah, they can interact with them.
That's right. And like I said, you won't find one toy in that workshop that has anything to do with violence. None. Maybe teddy bears, dollies, and stuff that's very issue forth love. Okay.
And he likes gingerbread more than cookies, huh?
Oh yeah, he loves gingerbread.
Yes, that's what Zora told us on the call. He said, somebody says, does Santa Claus really like cookies? And they said, does Santa Claus really like cookies?
He does like chocolate chip cookies too.
Oh, okay. Because Zora said he likes gingerbread. He likes
gingerbread cookies as well, but he does, and he does like the chocolate chip as well.
How old is his body? Thousands of years old. He was delivered as a baby in Norway, and he just perpetuated from then?
Yes. And he is actually 9 foot 7 inches tall. Yep.
And the elves, how big are they?
The elves?
Yeah.
Well, they would be somewhere around, Yeah, about as tall as Quasar.
Huh?
About as tall as Quasar.
Oh, as tall as Quasar. And Quasar just comes up to your chest. Yeah. She looks like a child standing next to you.
About 5 foot tall, maybe a little bit less.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, some of them are even shorter than that. So,
yeah.
Because the elves on the surface are very small, actually.
Oh, this is really something. You know, we don't realize any of the mysteries of this earth at all.
In fact, Santa Claus, the original, the real one, was even back in the early, I think, was it 60s? He said he was in a Macy's Day Parade.
Oh my gosh! Really?
Yeah. He actually was the Santa Claus in Macy's Day Parade.
Oh, and nobody knew it, huh?
Oh,
amazing.
But he had, like I said, he does appear on occasion. He does appear in a mall.
Oh.
But he did. But he, and of course, the one that when he does appear in the mall, he doesn't have a fake beard. His beard is all the way down to his belt.
Oh my!
So if you ever see a Santa Claus in a mall, that beard is all the way down.
Yeah.
To a belt, to a golden square belt buckle.
Oh boy!
Then you've got the real one.
That's the real deal. Well, and you said his hair is also long. His hair is also long?
Yes, of course.
So his beard is down to his belt, and then he also has long hair. Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
Oh, you know, we're just starting to scratch the surface of the mysteries that have been right here around us all this time. Amazing.
What? Oh, Quasar wants to know what you want for Christmas.
Some gingerbread from Mother Santa Claus.
Gingerbread from Mother Santa Claus. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I would love to have some of her homemade gingerbread. Just have them drop it down the chimney. I got a fireplace, but I don't want it to. And I got a flat roof, too.
I know you do.
Oh, this is just remarkable. Just remarkable.
Yeah, and if you ever hear anybody tell a young child that Santa don't exist, boy, you can straighten them out.
Yeah, right. Oh, what did you like the best about when you were there, Zaraya?
The love, basically the love that was emanating from this man is incredible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just almost like a blast of air hitting you.
Oh.
Except it's just a pure love energy.
Oh my.
And I mean, when he said whenever he would do a mall Santa, he said people would be arguing, you know, about gifts or about money or about this or about that. And when they got in the radius of his auric field, which would radiate out at least 100 feet.
Oh my goodness!
As soon as they entered into that field, they suddenly had a big smile on their face, and they were laughing.
Oh my goodness! Oh, we need him around 24/7.
He emanates love. Right out there. I mean, he's right there. Just like Zora. I mean, he emanates an aura of giving, thanksgiving, of love. I mean, and you can feel it.
Well, I hope I get my warm gingerbread on Christmas morning.
Oh, absolutely. They were laughing
just
too.
like a couple ladies in there cooking away in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. But to sit in that sleigh, and all of a sudden this thing lifts straight up in the air, and we start, going around the perimeter of the community there. It's actually.
Now, did you have? Let me ask you this: did you have a windshield? What about the velocity of the wind?
You don't feel it.
Oh.
You don't feel it. In fact, the sleigh has a dome over top of it.
Oh.
It's like you can't really see the dome. But from the inside, you can put your hand up and you'll feel there's something there.
Oh my!
It's covered up, so you don't feel the cold wind.
Right.
But
so you're comfortable up there. You're not blowing around or anything. Oh.
Not at all.
Oh, it's just like a dream to hear all of this.
And see, the thing about it was, even when I did my Secret Santa, I did it on the belief system, basically, that, okay, this is a good thing to do, but in actuality, there's no Santa. Right.
Yeah.
The understanding that I was taught, there's no Santa. But, so now I have to rethink everything.
Yeah. And when you actually, as a child, went up on the roof and looked to see if there was any skid marks on a flat roof, what state were you in then?
Texas. Yeah.
Well, I wonder if he left you anything. You wouldn't know. It would be the parents that would see something there that they didn't get themselves. As a child, you wouldn't. Yeah.
Absolutely. I had asked for a bicycle.
Oh.
You keep telling me we can't afford something like that. No, you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that. And there it was.
Oh, it was there? Oh, really? That's why you went up on the roof.
Yeah, they were sitting there scratching their heads, asking their relatives who they're visiting, did you get this bike? That we couldn't have. There it was.
How old were you, Soraya?
I was young.
Yeah, little guy.
When I climbed up on the roof and I saw those prints, that just did it for me right there. I went, wow, this is.
Yeah.
I went back down and I said, yep, Santa came.
And as he just now told you, he dematerialized it and then materialized down below. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's been a lot of people, a lot of kids, even not in the recent future, have stated that they had gotten something that they wanted desperately, that the parents said they could never afford or never have, and it was under the tree. So. But it would be nothing that would be.
I wonder, when we.
There's just no explanation where something just miraculously there, and
there's probably other people that they'll remember their childhood and how they did get their heart's desire, and mom and dad said they couldn't have it.
Yeah, probably.
It'll remind people.
Yeah, it'll bring back the childhood memories.
Right. We might even contact we might even have a pilot on that remembers seeing, you won't believe this, but there's a sleigh right in front of my windshield.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it? You just don't know who would be attracted to that call. Create that, and somebody will speak up and say, I was that pilot, or I had a similar experience. Isn't that something?
Yeah, and I was there a while, and of course I even pitched in and attempted to make something.
Oh, you did? What kind of tools did you use? What kind of tools did they have?
Well, they had some wooden toys they were making.
Oh.
I think one of them was a race car. One was like a derby car, I think. I helped put together a bicycle.
Oh my goodness! What did the little elves?
It was interesting.
I was going to say, what did the elves?
Oh, you mean for tools? Oh,
what did their hands? What did their hands? What did they have? High tech? Did you say?
They have modern tools putting together a lot of the toys now.
Oh, okay.
But
and their hands are like our hands?
Yeah, 5 fingers.
Oh, this is so interesting.
They're 5 fingers.
Oh, I bet it smelled good. I can still think. I can't stop thinking about the gingerbread baking. I bet it smelled good.
There was some nice smells there, and there was a lot of music.
And oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Did you hear any familiar music that you recognized?
Oh, yeah. They played Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Better watch out.
You better be good.
Anyway, so I'm being told to get off the phone. So.
Oh, gee.
I'm getting ready to have dinner now. So.
Okay, I'll let you guys go have your dinner. And well, thank you guys for taking time to share this while it's all fresh in your mind. And what a Christmas treat. Okay, bye, Quasar. Bye, Billy. Bye. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Now let me introduce our very special guest tonight. It truly is. It is Santa Claus himself. Yes, the jolly St. Nicholas of story and song and rhyme. And now I will step aside and allow St. Nicholas to take possession of Catherine's voice and body, and perhaps she will be able to do what you called a full body channel. Perhaps she would like to do that and go to the North Pole herself. We will ask her if she'd like to do that, and she will know the way. It's not so hard to find. Also, children can go in their dreams. They are not so hesitant as grown-ups. They're not so frightened to believe something that's wonderful. Children know in their hearts that there is a Santa Claus because they feel his presence. And they feel like Santa when they give a present. So it's not hard for anyone to go to visit the North Pole. You only need to feel it in your heart, and your heart will take you there. It is the place of giving. So create that feeling of giving in your heart, and you will be there. Now, I wish you wonderful days ahead, complete joy and happiness, and that you will enjoy all the gifts, all the joys of this season, and that you will share it with everyone around you as we send our love to you. And now, let's step aside and allow Santa to come. My dear Mr. Claus, may I present you to the audience tonight. They are most eager to hear from you. Ho, ho, ho. You expected me to say that, didn't you? Oh, yes, it is Santa. And I do have a round belly, and I do laugh a great deal. I enjoy laughter, especially my own, because it makes others laugh. It is contagious, isn't it? The spirit of giving and of laughter is contagious. Well, what a pleasure. I know there are so many of you listening, and there will be more who come to this place on the internet and listen in. Well, I'm delighted because now I can talk with all of you in person or in recording, which isn't as much fun for me, but I do know when you're listening. But I like to be able to picture you now there in your living rooms, around your computer, which carries my voice to you. What fun. And yes, I will answer the obvious questions. Yes, I do have a sleigh. And yes, I do have reindeer. They are beautiful creatures. Well, you know, the first reindeer that you all call Rudolph does have a very bright nose. It isn't a light bulb the way it was presented in the stories, but he is a very bright light. And he can lead the sleigh. It is a matter of knowing where we're going. We do sing and we do shake our bells as we go because there's always someone listening. There's always a child in bed thinking, I wonder where Santa is now. And they hear the bells from a distance. They know that Santa is here. And I do, on occasion, especially when I'm able to sneak in a present for a child who is especially in need, or a child who would feel so happy were a present to appear for them, we are able to materialize a gift. We get a great kick out of doing that, of course. And you want to know about the workshop, don't you? What do we do there? What are the elves like? How do they go about doing their work? And yes, we do work year-round. We have a wonderful supply. Sometimes we offer our toys to places where children have no toys. Sometimes we know there is a community center or a church or a place where people gather to give out toys for children. We slip in there and we leave some extra toys to make sure that everyone will have one. And sometimes around the world, in places where children have no toys, we like to leave a little something. You know, toys are not really as important to children as everybody thinks, except that they love having them given to them. That's the part that's so wonderful. It's not the toy itself. It's the person who gives it to them, or the love they feel when they open a package and see a wonderful new something that they haven't seen before. We especially like to make our toys from products that won't disappear, like wood, wooden trains, wooden dolls, wooden, the trains that run on a little track. They last forever. Parents can hand them down to their children. They don't need any batteries. They don't need any care. They simply need to be played with. And they create a wonderful time for the child to imagine. That's what we try to do with our toys, is make them gifts that will help a child to imagine. And you know what we like for them to imagine, what we hope they will do in their minds, is to imagine rising into a higher dimension. That is what children do when they dream. They raise themselves up, they fly, and they fly with me. When I go about the world in my sleigh, it makes a child think, I can go anywhere. I can be free. I can raise up and fly across the skies with Santa Claus. And it doesn't matter if my life is hard. It doesn't matter. I can be free. This is what we want to inspire. This is what I love, this work. Why I love doing what I do. It is such a joyful thing to see that I can inspire children to be free, to be loving, to be joyful. Now, I bet you'd like to hear about the workshop. The workshop is a wonderful place, a joyful place. There is always music, always laughter. Oh, we like to make jokes. We like to play pranks. Yes, there are. There are elves who play pranks. Of course they do. They're very funny fellows. They like to paint things. You know, the other day the elves dreamed up a prank. They came into the workshop with their faces all painted. They looked all like reindeer, and they put horns on their heads, and they said, "We are quitting, Santa. We don't want to stay here in the workshop. We want to fly with the sleigh," and horns on their heads. And they painted noses on their faces, and they were very funny. So I had to promise them that they could take turns flying in the sleigh with me, and that they could take turns delivering the gifts. It was a very fun time to do that. They were very happy to know they could enjoy watching the faces of the children. But every time I think of them with their silly horns, I have to chuckle. You can picture it now. There were 8 of them. And they even got the sleigh bells and the harnesses, and they dressed themselves up and said, "All right, Santa, we're ready to go." Well, of course, the sleigh is actually more like a Elvis. Will the children be shocked? Well, I suppose, as long as we're letting everyone know the truth, we might as well let it all out. Yes, the sleigh is actually a sort of spaceship. It's a wonderful spaceship. It has bells, yes, and we can also project the sound of bells. And when we do, it carries a long way around the earth In fact, we can even transmit our sleigh bell song on the grid, and it carries around the world. So if you should hear the distant sound of sleigh bells, you will know that's Santa. And you'll hear me laugh, and it will carry across the universe, just like you've been told. When you raise your light shines out across the universe. Well, that's what we do on Christmas Eve and other times too. You know, we don't only come out on Christmas Eve. There are other places in the world that celebrate things, and we have other ways of joining them. We go out into the world and we sing our songs and play our games, and we visit people. And sometimes you might hear us on your roof. You will be amazed. But if you hear the little sound of prancing feet on your roof, it is us. It is Santa and the reindeer and a couple of elves who are sightseeing with Santa. They love riding in the ship. Well, the sleigh ship. It does feel like a sleigh in some ways. It's a very small ship, and we can come close to the earth. We can slide across the rooftops, and nobody can see us until we materialize. And when we do, it is very exciting. We can see the people. They can't see us. Can you imagine how fun that is? Children all want to be able to do that. They want to be able to be invisible. Well, I'll tell you another secret. Santa can be invisible because the ship can be cloaked. And when we do that, we can glide across eye. And, oh, there is music and something happening here. There is a child watching something noisy. It's all right. Children like noise. There's never enough noise for children. They're always expected to be quiet and polite and quiet. What child wants to be quiet? That's a terrible idea. Actually, adults don't want to be quiet either. Nobody wants to be quiet. Where did that idea come from? It's a bad idea. We should all be noisier. We should all just have a good time and laugh loudly. And when you laugh loudly, it makes other people laugh too. And I bet when I came tonight and I went, ho, 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 I bet you laughed too. I enjoy that. It shakes my body all the way down to my boots. And it feels happy all through and through. So, I'll bet there are questions.
You were reading my mind, Santa. This is Anne. And
yes,
a friend of ours was recently up there, he and his father, Zora and Zorea. And when Zora came to speak with us, Zorea found himself with you there in the workshop. And he also described your community Can you tell us a little bit about your community where you all live?
Oh, of course, dear. It is a lovely place. Well, first of all, it's not cold. It's a very warm place. Not so much the weather, but the feelings we have for one another. We have many houses and a large workshop, and we live together in groups. Of course, Mother Claus and I live together in our own cozy house. And there are all kinds of things happening there. We have schools for the children. We have play yards. We have houses for groups of elves, and there are many different kinds of helpers who are attracted to our wonderful place in the North Pole. What would you like to know about our community, dear? What it's like to live there?
Well, Zaraya said that there was a long avenue of domed houses or structures, and then at the end of the avenue was a very large dome structure with a smaller dome structure inside. That was very interesting. If you would like to go into that in more detail.
Well, you know, domed structures are very convenient and warm in the North Country. It's a very effective way of creating a comfortable environment with very little need for any added energy. We use very high technology. You might not think that Santa would have very advanced technological tools, but we do. We don't need furnaces and light bulbs as you know them. We create light with our own atmosphere and with our what you would call free energy. So our homes are always comfortable and warm and clean. There is no dust at the North Pole. There aren't the inconveniences that you live with here. We don't need any cars. We can teleport if we wish. We live in a rather highly evolved community. Our elves and we do have some communities of other beings from other kingdoms. There are the fairies who visit. There are the leprechauns who sometimes appear to pay us a visit and to contribute to the fun. They generally have their own locations where they live, but they come to visit too. And they like visiting with us because they're always welcomed. There's always a warm and inviting environment for anyone who comes. And yes, we have all the conveniences, homes and schools and places of where anyone can go to get the resources they need to create. We have painters, we have carpenters, we have people who create sculptures out of all kinds of beautiful things. And we also have a dome where we can grow plants. All kinds of beautiful plants, because we can create we call it the biodome, where we grow all kinds of lush and beautiful plants. We have fruit and beautiful flowers from all over the world. You see, we can find whatever we want. We only need to go in a sleigh and pick up what we need and bring it back. It's a fairly easy thing to do, very quick. If we should like a pineapple, we only need to teleport ourselves or go in our ship, bring back a pineapple plant or a basket full of pineapples, and then we have a feast. It's a very easy life.
I would like, this kind of brings up, and I think it's hard for me. People have had their hands up, but I think it was for general questions, but we'll see if but let me ask you this. How long have you been living there? Were you born elsewhere, and did you move to this current location, or how old are you?
Oh, I have not asked you that question, dear. Oh, yes, of course. I was born elsewhere, as everyone here was. I came from a distant planet. But I saw, many years ago, thousands of trips around the sun, that the planet needed laughter. The planet needed a sense of generosity and giving. And it is what I love. It is what I was born for. I come from a planet where giving is as natural as breathing. It was ingrained in me for thousands of years on my home planet, where we live much like we do in the North Pole, although there is no snow all year round, but the environment is very similar. But I chose the North Pole because I needed to be in a place that would be safe, that would be distant enough from all the political and the chaotic goings-on the planet, where I could simply drop in and bring the feeling of joy and giving to others. And in the process, I hope to create that feeling for the whole planet, as it was in my home, as it was what I knew for so many years. But I was inspired by this project. I was inspired by Sananda and the ones who came from Venus to help out on this planet. What a wonderful goal that is. And they have worked hard in the trenches, you might say. Well, I'm not good at that. I like being a bit distant from the fray, in a place where I could simply create love and create beauty and bring it as a gift to others. It is what I love to do. And I'm surrounded here with others who feel the same way. This is why the North Pole is such a beautiful place, because every home is filled with love. Every child experiences laughter. Everyone is at peace, because we do whatever it is we love to do. And in the process, you can imagine, it is a very busy place, because everyone can do whatever they want. And they're always dreaming up wonderful things, always cooking up surprises. And they're always surprises.
You do cook. Soraya said that your favorite food was gingerbread.
I was just thinking of the gingerbread houses we make. We love taking gifts of gingerbread. It has such a wonderful smell when it comes out of the oven. Have you ever baked gingerbread?
Oh, yes.
The smell of gingerbread can waft its way up to the stars and back again. It is a wonderful thing. Yes, I love gingerbread. I do. We don't have to eat so much there, We don't have to pay a lot of attention to what we eat and make sure we go to the grocery store and carry large bags home with us. We don't need to do that. But sometimes we do get great pleasure in making something that smells divine. And I think, you have an expression about food of the gods. I think gingerbread is one of those.
Hi, my name is Nora. I'm 9 years old, and I'm calling from Rockport, Massachusetts.
Oh, a 9-year-old. Oh, I'm so glad you called. Nora, what is your question?
Could you tell us a little bit about Mrs. Claus, too?
Could I tell you about what, dear?
Mrs. Claus.
About Mrs. Claus. Oh, of course. Well, Mrs. Claus is the most beautiful woman ever created. Well, maybe I am a bit awestruck because she is so lovable. Mrs. Claus is a lovely woman who, you would love her, dear. She loves to give hugs to children. She has a great smile, and her smile beams light everywhere she goes. She smells like gingerbread. And you would love her, too. What else can I tell you? Let's see. Mrs. Claus is a very clever woman. She knows how to make the most delicious things when she cooks in the kitchen. Yes, you thought so? And you know something else that many people don't know about Mrs. Claus is that she is a wonderful artist. She creates beautiful designs. She can knit anything, and she can embroider things and sew things. She has a whole team of elves who help her, and she creates beautiful clothes and furry hats and mittens and wonderful scarves, especially for children. And she loves bright colors. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
thank you.
when you go to sleep tonight, dear, in your dreams, say to yourself, I want to go see Santa and Mrs. Claus. I want to go to their house and see their kitchen and see their toys and talk with them, and you will go. We will greet you. Does that sound okay? Thank you, Nora, for your wonderful question.
I'm Nicole. I'm 11, and I live in Tennessee.
Hi, Nicole.
Hello, Nicole. This is Santa.
Nice.
Greetings. I'm so glad you called me.
Thank you. I was wondering if you could actually travel the world in one night and how your spaceship actually looks.
If I could cover the world in one night, and what does my spaceship look like, did you say?
Yes, in the inside.
Oh, on the inside. Oh, yes, I would love to tell you that. You could come in your seat, while you're just going to sleep, just as you're dozing off, you say to yourself, Santa, come get me. I want to fly in your ship. All right?
Okay.
And I will listen for you. Now I'll tell you what it looks like. It is a small and very comfortable ship. It has the ability to appear to others as we wish. And in my mind, as I am driving the ship, I can say to myself, I want to be in my sleigh with the reindeer pulling the sleigh. And then there I am, does what you could call morph. It changes into the appearance of a sleigh. Meanwhile, I'm still aware of the fact that my ship has a very comfortable, soft chair. And I sit in my comfortable chair, and I can look out the windows at the entire star system. I can see below me, I can see the houses. Above me, I can see all the stars. And yes, I can circumvent the Earth in one night because we can move very quickly. And of course, in the dimension where I live, there is no time. So we can zoom from Massachusetts to California in a blink of an eye. And we often do. It is a wondrous thing when you're used to just walking or you're used to driving in a car. For us, that is a very slow means of transportation because we can fly. Oh, can we fly? And it is great fun to sit in the ship and watch the stars go by. And, you know, we can bank the ship. We can turn upside down to get a good look at the ground. We can turn in loops. We can fly any way we like. We only have to think it. Have you ever had a dream where you could fly?
Yes.
Well, that's how we do it. Just like you think it in your dreams. And you know when you have those dreams, there are two kinds of dreams that you fly in. One is a dream that's a memory. It's a memory of flying in a ship. Perhaps it's a memory of flying in my ship. And another kind of dream is the one where you are flying in the ship. When you come with me and we fly around the globe in a blink of an eye, and then you can be back in your bed before anyone knows you were gone. Will you come join me?
Yes. So it's like if your spirit was leaving you.
It's like, I can't hear you, dear.
It's like if your spirit was leaving you and you just left and then you came back like in a second.
Right. In a second, yes. And you won't even realize that you leave your body in your bed. So if anybody should come, they would walk into the room and they would see your body there. And if they poked you, you could be back in time to say hello. But meanwhile, you can go anywhere you want and fly anywhere you like. And I invite you to my sleigh.
Thank you.
Okay,
do you mind
Nicole?
if I
what?
My brother wanted to ask if he could speak to Santa too.
Okay. One quick question.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, Nicole. Now, Nicole has someone else who wants to speak?
Her father.
Oh, yes.
Hi.
Hello. Who is this?
I'm Nicole's brother, Sebastian.
Ah, Sebastian. Hello, Sebastian. This is Santa Claus.
I'm so happy to hear you.
And I am happy to hear you, Sebastian. You are a good boy. I know that.
Thank you. I wanted to ask you that if you've traveled to other galaxies, and what do they look like? Are they beautiful?
Oh, Sebastian. Yes, they are very beautiful. You know, your galaxy is very beautiful, too. It's fabulously beautiful. And you're beginning to get some pictures from your astronomy scientists who are taking pictures of the supernovas and the beautiful stars around your galaxy. Others are similar in some ways, different in others, but they are all beautiful. There are planets and stars and just endless wonders. When you sleep, you can go there. You do already. Yes, I have been to many galaxies, great distances, because I am an adventurer in my heart. I love to give gifts and I love to travel. And that has been a wonderful experience for me because in between times I find myself what they call a wormhole. And you present yourself at one end of the wormhole and you can zip right through and end up in another galaxy and spend your vacation there. Or what would seem to you like a vacation. There are great wonders. Yes.
I'd love to go to other planets and see what they look like. I love to travel too.
Well, I will tell you the secret. As you're going to sleep at night, make yourself very comfortable. Pop your head up a little bit so you can stay awake for a few moments. And in your mind and in your heart, you say to yourself, I wish to travel. I want to see the universe. And call on me, dear boy. Say, I want to speak with Santa Claus. Please come and show me how to travel around the universe. And you will feel my presence. You will feel the energy. I will blow on your cheek. And you will feel a ripple of energy, and that means I am there. And just close your eyes, and I will show you the wonders, the most wonderful wonders of the universe. Is that a deal?
Yes. Thank you so, so much.
You are so welcome, Sebastian. We have a wonderful time planned.
Oh, my goodness. We're building up questions now. Well, I'm going to close your line, Sebastian. Thank you for your question. It was wonderful, honey. Santa, I see we have 4 more questions waiting. Are you up to it? What would you like to do?
Yeah. Oh, yes, by all means.
Oh. Okay, here we go with area code 646. We would like you to give us your first name and where you live and your one quick question.
My name is Andre, and I am 8 years old. I live in New York, the borough of Bronx. My question is, do you ever travel to inner Earth?
Oh, what a good question you asked. Well, tell me, did I hear you say you're Audrey?
Andre, say Andre.
Andre.
Yes, did I hear you right?
Would you repeat your name, honey? Your name, honey? Andre.
My name is Andre.
Andre. Oh, yes, of course, Andre. Well, yes, of course I've been. We call it, there are two places. There is Inner Earth, which is the civilization, or several civilizations who live inside the Earth's crust. And then there is Hollow Earth, which is all the way inside the planet. And, of course, my village at the North Pole is just at the edge of the entrance to the Hollow Earth. And when you go, yes, of course, I have been to Hollow Earth. I can visit any time. We are great friends. And some of my supplies actually come from Hollow Earth. Whenever I need a hand, I can go into Hollow Earth and ask for their assistance. They are very friendly and lovely people, and they are very much behind my project of helping the children of planet Earth. So, Hollow Earth is a different kind of place than you're used to. It is lush and warm and very beautiful. In fact, it's a lovely vacation place for us on the North Pole, where we don't have a lot of trees and vegetation, and sometimes it's really a nice thing to go to a place that is sort of tropical, you might say. There are huge trees and wonderful animals, many, many more animals than we ever see on the North Pole. And there you can be outdoors all day long, all night long, and it is always pleasant and peaceful and safe and joyful. It is a lovely place to be. And Inner Earth is a different kind of thing. There are underground cities. Those cities are not as enormous as the Hollow Earth, but they are very beautiful as well. And there are many that have developed their civilizations to a very high level. They have very beautiful buildings and very comfortable and what would seem like you to be magical ways of getting around. Well, you know, on Hollow Earth, there are really magical ways because they have pterodactyls and other great creatures that have walked the earth for millions of years, and there are specimens of all of them there, lions and tigers and lemurs and gazelles and penguins and everything you can think of. They're all there. It certainly beats any zoo you've ever been to. So yes, indeed, Andre, I have been to Inner Earth and to what we call Hollow Earth and many other places.
719, you're open.
Indeed, beloved masters.
Hi, Zora.
It is Zora.
And how be you this day?
I'm glad you joined our party, Zora. We're having a Christmas party tonight.
Ah, indeed. Is my beloved Master Santa there?
He's right here.
This is I, and indeed I am. I'm speaking with all our friends, having a lovely time. Yes.
Well, I will bring a little bit of information about Santa's dwelling place, a little more. The reason that your what is called your Air Force or your military cannot pick up what is termed the location of Santa's abode is because it is halfway around the entrance into Hollow Earth. Therefore, their radar, the sonar or whatever, could not detect it. And that's why they say, there is only ice and snow up there, and that is why they are under the impression that Santa Claus does not exist. But yes, I can assure you he does. Most assuredly. And, beloved Santa, how did you like my beloved Quasar and my beloved Zorea, when Zorea was doing what's termed as helping you out, so to speak, in the past as the Secret Santa?
Zorea gave me a good name.
Indeed.
Mother Claus and I really loved that. So many people were helped. So many were given joy. He made a very good Santa.
Indeed. And in a sense, he will do a little more of that once what is termed as the prosperity funds are brought forth.
As many will.
Indeed, that is so. So I will not take up on the time for the little ones, so I will step back and I will let the little ones continue to ask questions from Santa. And also, one other thing for the little ones to understand, that Santa, when he does only on occasions does he do what is termed as use the sleigh with the reindeer, but explain to them how you did what was termed as you have in many cases around the country, you have done what was termed as take the place of the Santa Claus in the malls.
Oh, you tell my secret.
Indeed.
Of course. What else? I wouldn't miss the fun.
Indeed.
How could I? There are so many opportunities for Santa at this time of year. I couldn't miss out.
That is so.
And of course, I can come and go as I wish, so I try to find a number of places I can see the children.
Remember the Macy's Day Parade back in the 30s? In the 50s, in the 60s.
Not only the 30s. I like to appear in all kinds of parades. You know that.
Of course.
Wherever there is a parade, there will be an invitation.
Indeed.
And so I enjoy being there. And this time of year is such a wonderful time.
That is so.
There is a little one here.
You have a question for Santa?
Who wishes to ask a question of Santa.
Go ahead.
Yes. Let's let her ask her question.
Indeed.
Here she is.
Hi, Santa Claus.
Greetings, beloved.
Greetings, beloved.
What question do you ask?
Does the reindeer really fly?
Oh, what a good question. Yes, of course the reindeer fly. But it may not be the kind of propulsion you would imagine. They don't have to fly with their feet, and they don't need wings because I help them. We have magic. We have a magic form of flight.
That's not true. That's not true. The reindeer been born with flying.
Yes, the reindeer have been born for flying. That's right.
I didn't say born for flying. I said the reindeer was flying when you were born.
Oh.
They were learning to fly.
Absolutely. You are right. Reindeer love to fly. This is the little one who's here in the room, and it's puzzling for her.
Yeah.
She does hear Santa. And when I asked her if she would like to speak and ask a question, she said, Santa is just like Mother, Father, God. He comes, and we know he's there, even if you can't see him. She understood.
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
Tell me your name, child.
My name is Ela.
Elas.
Yes, ma'am.
Did I say it again?
Ela.
Ela. Well,
yes, ma'am.
Happy Christmas, Ela.
Thank you. And my question for Santa Claus was, how many elves does he have?
Oh, how many elves do we have? Well, let's see. There's Samson and Gregory and Jeffrey and William. Well, it does change from time to time because there are some who come and go, but I would say there are several hundred elves who work with me.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly the number at this moment because many are around the world doing their good work, but they come back. And when we all gather, there are so many. They bring their brothers and their friends, and there are many who come to visit and stay for the Christmas season. And then there are others who live there with us. The whole
a multitude, as it were.
A multitude. Indeed, a multitude. We do what we can, and when you open your heart and you open your hand and you open your eyes and you look into the eyes of a child, that is the greatest gift a child can receive, is to see a loving woman, a grandmother, a mother, look into the child's eyes with appreciation and love is far more powerful than any toy or any gift a child could be given. A father looking into the child's eyes with pleasure, that is the greatest gift. And you can do that. Dear one, you can do that. And you will raise the happiness for every child you see. When you look at them with love, they will grow and blossom. And it matters not whether they live in a beautiful house or whether they have a million toys. If they have no one to look into their eyes with love, they can't thrive. They can't learn to feel joy. That is our work, my dear. To smile back when you smile at them.
Indeed. I just wanted to also let the little ones know that Santa Claus does not bring guns, does not bring gun toys or weapons of war or things of this nature. It is all loving, educational toys, some made of wood and others made from other materials, but never has he ever given a BB gun or what is termed as even a toy gun. Anything that represents what would be termed as destruction, such as cannons and tanks and planes, and well, planes is fine, but not fighter planes, but
no.
But anything that has to do with war, you will not find in Santa's bag, ever.
Absolutely. Well, we don't even talk about those things. We don't think about those things. No guns of any kind. No destructive weapons. Absolutely not.
Indeed.
We've spread joy and connection and happiness and friendship. There is no friendship where guns are concerned. We do not promote such things, no. My heart filled with joy and laughter. It was so wonderful to talk to those children. They were so sweet. Their voices are so dear, and their questions so wise. We are learning. The children are so much wiser than they used to be, you know. They're learning. Their hearts are filled with love. Their parents are learning. Everyone is growing. And it gives me such joy to see. It is a wonderful time. My message is only that I send love, and I wish that every single child, every child on the planet, be able to feel joy and happiness, regardless of where they are, regardless of how wealthy or how poor, regardless of whether they have a big family or just a few, all need to feel joy. That is my wish. That is my blessing. That is my hope for the entire planet this Christmas.
Yes.
Prosperity comes from your heart. One who gives is the one who receives. And the one who receives, if they give as much as they receive, then no one will be in want. So it makes no sense to ask where prosperity comes from. It comes from your heart. And if it does not live in your heart, you will feel poor, no matter how much you have.
And all those wonderful children that spoke with Santa are going to never forget this meeting. They are never going to ever be convinced Santa does not exist. It will be with them for life.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way. The bells on bobtail ring, they make our spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Jingle bells, jingle all
maybe tonight he'd like to come as well. Let me just step aside and see if we can hear from Santa Claus. It would be really fun if he would come back tonight and talk to everybody. So give me a second. I'm going to step aside and see what he has to say. Ho, ho, ho. Yes, indeed. It is Santa Claus. You expected me to say ho, 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 didn't you? I wouldn't disappoint you. I love to come and speak with everyone. I'm here with my red suit, my big white beard down to my waist, and I am pleased to be among friends. Can you hear me? I want to be sure everyone can hear me. I'm speaking to you from Seattle. It is a lovely place. The people here are friendly, welcoming, and they have had a very good time. They welcome me, of course. Who wouldn't welcome Santa Claus because I bring presents? But that's not all I do, you know. I have made it my mission to be the one who brings the feeling of giving, who brings hope for those who have sadness in their hearts. I bring laughter, and I bring joy, not just presents, although that is a wonderful thing to do, and I love bringing presents. I hope you love bringing presents too. I'm here to be an example, you know. I live up by the North Pole, just inside the rim, on the way to Hollow Earth. So where I live is not so cold and bitter. It's really a lovely place. We have a whole village there of dear friends. And you know, I do make toys. And I do have elves in my workshop. They are wonderful friends and neighbors. And they work very hard, and they understand our mission. Mrs. Claus and I, we love making presents, and especially making cookies. You know, sometimes we deliver cookies as well as just eating them. Now, I do have a confession to make. I do not jump down chimneys. I don't need to, because I do live in a higher vibration atmosphere, and it is possible for me to dematerialize if I wish to. And when I do that, I can disappear from my sleigh and appear again in the living room. And I can bring the toys that are sometimes a big surprise. I especially like to go to places around the world where there are children in great need. And the elves help make lots of toys and packages, especially for the places where they gather together, and the people wrap the toys for children who have no toys at Christmas. Those are the ones we concentrate on, because, of course, many of the children here in the United States have lots of toys, and it's a good thing if they give their toys to others as well. So I like to buzz around and take part in the Christmas festivities. I have done so for many, many years. The story of St. Nicholas has been well, you've heard it since you were children, and your parents heard it when they were children. It is true. It is not a myth. It's not just a fairy tale. It's true. There is really a Santa Claus. And I do love children. I sometimes just come to the malls or to the department stores, and I sit down there and I allow the children to come and sit on my lap. And I really do love listening to them. And you know, when I come, I don't need a lot of makeup on my face to look jolly, because I really am. Why wouldn't I be? What a life I have. I have a beautiful, lovely wife who bakes gingerbread. And can you imagine the delight of having a wife who always smells like gingerbread? It is one of my favorite foods. She spoils me. I spoil her too. But we have so much fun. We laugh and sing all year round, not just at Christmas. And we love the songs at Christmas. We love the one that Catherine just played. She thought we might be coming. And here I am. It is fun, isn't it? Now, I do have a confession to make. I did come last night to talk with the group and told them lots of different things about the North Pole and what we do there. But I'm aware this is a healing call, so I will try to keep this conversation to the subject of healing. Now, I can assure you that at the North Pole, there are no illnesses. Even the children don't get stuffy noses in the winter because everyone is so happy. And I want you to know, dear ones, this is the secret to a healthy life, that and eating gingerbread. Well, maybe that's not the only secret, but when you are happy, when you are celebrating your life, when you are giving gifts, giving especially of yourselves from your own heart, that is what makes people joyful, and it is what makes people well. So if you were sick before, never fear. Join us. Celebrate. Be joyful at Christmas. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter where you've been. It doesn't matter how big or small your family might be. It doesn't even matter if you have a family. Go out and find one. Make a friend. Find someone to celebrate with. If you don't have the money to shop, make something. There was a wonderful scene this afternoon when a lovely Japanese woman made a beautiful swan for the little child, Noev, who is here. And Noev was delighted by that swan. She played with it for hours. A white piece of paper became a beautiful swan. What could be more delightful? Maybe you could learn this wonderful skill of origami that has delighted children for thousands of years. There are many other ways to make beautiful gifts. You can take a piece of cloth and make a doll. You can make a doll out of an old sock. You can make toys out of wood. It is a wonderful thing to contribute your handiwork to the Christmas season. Those of you who can cook, make something delicious for your friends. something with apples or oranges or sweet-smelling treats. Who could not be made joyful with such a gift? If your heart is in it, if you put love into your gift, you will grow, you will heal, and the people you give the gifts to will be astonished and joyful. That is my message, dear ones. Perfect health comes from giving of yourself, from the bottom of your heart. And now, I will not stay to find what your special gifts would be for this Christmas, but I will listen, I will watch you, and I will be very attentive to your group as you go to the healing ships. Oh, I forgot. I was going to tell you my confession. You see, the reindeer and the sleigh. You have been told that I land on the rooftops and that I come down the chimney. Well, there's one thing about that that's not accurate. I don't come down the chimney, as I said. I do land on rooftops from time to time. But as far as the sleigh and the way I travel across the sky, I actually have an anti-gravity ship. We can cloak or uncloak, and when we uncloak, we can appear in the sky in our sled, and our sled travels, around the entire world. We can travel thousands of miles in a night, no problem, because we move the way a spaceship moves. You know, we come from higher dimensions at the North Pole. We have no problems. We have lots of people who give us ships, who give us everything we need to make our toys, to make our lives beautiful, so that we can provide for others. Now, if you do that for one another, you will feel joyful every day, and you will have no illness. Listen to Catherine. She will tell you, and I will be there tonight with her. I will come to the healing chambers, and I will tickle your toes. And you will feel my presence, and when you do, you will laugh with me. Because life is full of laughter, full of joy and happiness. And you only need to join in. Now, I will let Catherine do this healing call with you, but don't forget, laugh with till your belly shakes, just like I do. Ho, 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 ho. You see, once you begin to laugh, you can't help but share it. You can't help but laugh with others. And so, away we go.
Like my father right now is in Chris Kringle's home, helping him. He's helping with the construction of toys and stuff at Santa's location inside the Hollowworth entrance, which is close to on the side of the halfway around the opening, and it's the closest to Finland, Norway. Chris Kringle, he has he also on occasion he visits the Finnish people, and as Saint Nicholas, and we even have. I was surfing the web, and I actually found a picture of him, which I put on my screensaver. But yeah, his beard is all the way down to his waist, and it's definitely him. So it's not a fake beard, not fake hair. It's the real thing, real deal. And of course, Zaria Quasar saw the picture and asked me to ask my father if that was the real person, real deal. And of course, he confirmed it. So we do have a picture of the real Santa Claus.
I bet you that Anne, Zaria, I bet you Anne would like to see a picture of Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Well, if you'd send it to me, I could post it so everybody could see it. Yeah, not just be on your screensaver. Yeah.
You could share it.
And as you know, he is immortal, so he's very extremely old. But
did you say he is mortal?
Immortal.
Immortal. Okay. I wasn't sure which of the two. Immortal.
But he's also physical. I mean, you can see him, touch him, and all this. But he is. I mean, the man. When you're in his presence, you can't help but laugh because he's always laughing, and he's a very jolly fellow. But of course, and you can't really sway him away from being the jolly, Saint Nicholas that he is. But he is, and sometimes he defies description because the beauty of his robes and his, it's not like the traditional Santa Claus that you see in the stores and stuff like that. His robes are all the way to the ground, and almost like a shimmering red silk almost, and they're just indescribable actually. So when you're in his presence, you can't help but feel the love emanating from that being. He is so loving, so compassionate. How can you describe the real Santa? But anyway, that's where my father is right now. So I know that when I go to trade places with my father, I'm going to be in the presence of Santa as well. And,
you're lucky.
Yeah,
we'd like to be there with you, I think.
I keep thinking about that warm. I keep thinking about the warm gingerbread that Mother God was working in the kitchen with Mrs. Claus, and they were baking gingerbread, I think, and it smells so good.
Oh yeah, it does. As my father does, things such as, he lets you experience the feeling of endless love and, just feelings of stuff. He can also bring the smells of Christmas, or the smells of the gingerbread, so you could actually smell it. And, I sense another presence also. I sense a bunch of laughter, so I think I know who that might be. Is Santa Claus there?
Oh, indeed. You did sense my presence, didn't you, Father God?
I did indeed.
It is Santa, and I am very happy to come on to this call and send my love and greetings to everyone. What a glorious thing. And here we are all together. And we,
yes.
we wish to send laughter and joy to all who are listening. It is much too serious, all this business about money and prosperity funds and so on. I wish to bring the feeling of abundance to all. In your heart, there is abundance. In your soul, there is abundance. We only need to laugh out loud, and we feel it. Oh, isn't that true, Father God?
Indeed, that is so. And how is my beloved Zareya doing there now?
Oh, you mean at the North Pole? Well, Zareya is having a wonderful time. He's with the elves. He's enjoying his time with Mother Claus. He is like a child when he comes to the North Pole, you know. Well, he does. He does change, you know. When it's Zareya, we know immediately because and he's so pleased to be there with the gingerbread and the elves and the sleigh. Oh, he loves riding on the sleigh. And what child would not?
That is so. Maybe you could do what is termed as to, in your bag of goodies, as it is so termed, or presents, as it is so termed, to do what is termed as to send forth your Christmas magic to those that are, what is termed, dragging their feet in this blessing that is to be bestowed upon the earth dwellers.
Indeed. Perhaps I can tickle a few. I will indeed go to those who are dragging their feet and laugh in their ears, and they will find it is time to release everything they have been holding on to with such fear and trepidation. It is fear, you know, that makes them behave that way. All they need is a good laugh, and perhaps they will their minds.
Indeed. Well, I know it's supposed to do what is termed as transpire before the time of Christmas. And, of course, your Christmas begins, if I'm not mistaken, on the 23rd, not the 24th. I'm speaking of your delivery. I am speaking of the delivery to the world.
Oh,
indeed, because you have what is termed as on the 23rd, it is Christmas Eve in New Zealand.
Yes, and the places in the far east of your time zone, that gives us a little leeway. You know, it's much easier to deliver gifts over a period of 2 days, and it's more fun for us because we get to visit from place to place as we're delivering our gifts.
Indeed.
Of course, we can slip in and out of time zones as we wish, so it's not a problem.
Well, I think it would be time to do what is termed as to...
excuse me, Zora?
Yes?
Zora? I have a question for Santa Claus. Santa Claus, Zareya found a picture of you on the website with this beautiful long beard. And I just wanted to know, it's okay if we go ahead and put that on our websites, isn't it?
Oh, indeed, I would be flattered.
That is you, correct?
It is, yes.
It is you, okay.
I haven't changed very much over the years. My beard is still white and down to my belt buckle, and I do look very much like that. Perhaps an inch or so around the middle. But all in all, I do look very much like that.
Well, thank you for bringing in so much cheer. We really needed your cheerfulness today, along with Dora's.
Oh, and now
we thank you.
Indeed. I send you love and blessings, and now I will be gone to visit those who are holding up the works, as you would say. I believe I will take my sleigh right over to Washington, D.C., and see what I can stir up.
Oh, thank you so much.
Blessings to all, and to all a wonderful holiday.
Thank you, Santa.